Hi, Instagram. How's everybody doing? I'm coming to you live from my little sister's room in Miami. I'm super ronca right now because I actually have a little bit of a cold. And but my mom says it's not contagious, so we're good. But yeah, I'm coming to you live because I've been loving all of the lives that people have been doing on Instagram, and I figured that it would be great to go live and add some value to the world. I was doing my morning routine today, and when I was doing my morning routine today, I was meditating, and I've definitely felt a little bit of anxiety just with everything that's going on. And I heard some terrible news yesterday about one of my friends and their family members that passed away, and it really kind of like I had a lot of empathy for them. And just today while I was meditating, I've been feeling a little sick, and I was like, you know what? I just need to be a light in this time. There's a lot of people that are going through a lot right now, and I'm finding that the people that are showing up online doing the lives are the people that are inspiring me, and that's how I want to show up in the world. I want to make sure that I'm being a positive light to people. I want to make sure that in times like this, I can rise up and show up for people. So, yes, so that's why I'm here on live today. And I just wanted to talk about some things that you could be doing during this time. So, I'm actually I would say I'm an introvert extrovert. It's kind of weird. Like, I actually enjoy spending time at home. For the most part, I'm always at home. I work from home, and I enjoy being by myself. So, this is not something that's difficult for me. I know a lot of friends of mine that are extroverts. This is a really hard time for them. They're not really sure what to do with themselves. And I'm like, nah, let's all just chill at home and go on live and talk. And there's so many times in the like real world when I'm at home working from home and people are like living their lives, and I'm like, why am I always at home? I feel so bored, because everybody else is doing a bunch of things and I get a bunch of FOMO. So I just want to talk to those people who feel like they don't know what to do right now. They feel super bored. First off, let's start with the fact that you feel bored. I think, yes, it's a normal feeling, but I think also just kind of changing that perspective of feeling like super grateful, the fact that you could be bored right now, the fact that you feel like you have nothing to do. I mean, there's people in the hospitals right now. There's people that are fighting for their lives. As much as we don't want to talk about that, as much as like we see the death rates and we're like, okay, like there's more people die from the flu or more people die from like car accidents, true, but nonetheless, like, people are losing their lives. And I have a lot of family members that are sick right now. I'm a little sick right now. So I think it's just like really important to have a lot of empathy for people that are feeling sick right now, and taking this time to really cultivate some awesome habits. So that's what I want to talk about, right? Like, I want to add some value to you guys. And what I want to talk to you guys about is I want to start coming on live more. I want to start adding more value. I don't know when I'll be going on lives. I want to figure out when I'll do that. Maybe I could do it like once a week. Maybe I could do it I don't know. I'm going to figure that out. But I do think that there is something awesome about coming on live, just talking straight to people. And even if they're not watching right now, I know they can watch later on when it's on my story. So yes, so this is what I find really valuable, and is something that I always preach to the world, and I think everybody should have, is a morning routine. I think absolutely everybody should have some kind of morning routine. I have a morning routine for myself, and it's something that I really try my best to not stray away from. I highly recommend the book Miracle Mornings, and it's just a book where it kind of encourages you to. It takes the habit of really successful people, and what they do is they start the morning really early, and they have specific habits that help them start within their day. Those habits being visualization, journaling, working out, meditating, praying, all of those things. So starting a morning routine, I think, is absolutely crucial, and now is a great time to start a morning routine. So what I like to do every single morning, and I actually even write it in my journal every single day so I can scratch off all of the little points. So I will say journaling, meditation, prayer, working out, reading. Those are the 5 things that I do daily as my morning routine. So sometimes like I'll go straight into journaling, or sometimes I'll go straight into meditation, or sometimes I'll go straight into prayer. Working out, sometimes, especially when I don't want to work out, that will be my first one. And sometimes like today, like I'm not feeling too good, instead of like pushing myself to do it right in the morning, what I'll do is maybe I'll knock out at, like right now what I want to do is I want to create, like I feel very creative right now. So since I feel very creative, I follow that impulse. I'll say, okay, I'd rather be creative right now, put my energy into that. And once I start feeling I don't want to be creative, then I'll say, okay, why don't I go ahead and, hi, how are you? When I feel like I don't want to be creative anymore, then what I'll do is I'll jump into a workout. Or when I'm like, okay, now I'm done with my, hi, Sarah. When I don't want to be doing my workout, then I'll say, okay, what else do I want to do? So yeah, I think like right now, something that you could really do is, somebody's going to open the door. You could come in, Mom. My mother's cameo. She's so scared. Yes. You're good. Okay, so right now something that you could be doing is starting a morning routine. If you don't have a morning routine, highly recommend. This is a great time to start, right? Because we have no idea how long we're going to be in quarantine. My brother lives in California, and they put out a law where he's going to have to be in quarantine for probably about 2 weeks, enforced, like military enforced quarantine, where they cannot leave their house at all whatsoever, to really flatten the curve. And that's great. But I know for a lot of people that don't know how to be home, this is such a hard time. And I think it's really important to check on those people, like those people that don't know how to be home, those people that are kind of freaking out. And I think it's also like really important to say, like, this economy is scaring a lot of people. I know a lot of people have lost their jobs, from servers to entertainers to people that work at like everywhere. People are losing their jobs everywhere. And I think it's really important to have empathy for people that have a financial stress, that are scared. And having a financial stress also puts a lot of pressure on your immunity, like on your immune system, so can cause you to become sick. So I think right now it's just really a time, guys, to just stay calm, to like breathe, to like find the good in this time, find the beauty. I know it can be scary. Like there's been times where I find myself getting a little like, this is crazy. Like, how long am I going to have to do this? Like, I kind of want to go back to my normal life. But everything happens for a reason. I'm a true believer in everything happens for a reason. And yeah, the virus is super crazy. But I'm a true believer in everything happens for a reason. I'm a true believer in like God always has our back. Even when we don't see it, He is showing up for us in a way that we have no idea why. And it's really hard to see it in this perspective because this is where we're at. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, like people will move on, like life will go on, like this too shall pass. Even if it's like a hard reality to come across, like one day you won't be here, right? Like one day, like life is gonna go on. Don't worry. Like this is gonna pass. When the plague came along, or when emphysema first came along, like people lost their lives. And thankfully, like we are experiencing this at a time where like technology is so great and medics are so great and scientists are like, we have so much resources right now. So I think instead of being afraid, just really listening to what they're telling us to do, which is just to stay at home and get to connect with people online, and find this as a time to really like dive deep and figure out what you can do. My mom's a medic. My mom works in surgery. She works in the transplant team here in Miami. And just hearing the stories that like what the medical field is going through, where they're fighting for their masks, and it's just, ridiculous because we don't really have the resources right now. And it's not their fault. They're kind of holding back resources. But nonetheless, again, going back to what I find really important is to stay calm, finding this time to really create some awesome habits for yourself. And number one being creating a morning routine. So like I said, starting a morning routine can be very simple. When you wake up in the morning, I think the most crucial thing is to ask yourself, what do I need? Like before you attend to your house, before you attend to your children, before you attend to anything, asking yourself, what can I attend to for myself first and foremost? And usually that's water, right? Like I always tell people, the first thing you probably need right now is water. Like you lose a pound of water while you are sleeping. So the most important thing is to hydrate, is have a cup of water by your bedstand, or just, get up and drink some warm water with some lemon, just to kind of get your system going. And I wouldn't jump straight into coffee. I would just drink a lot of water, because that is what your body wants in the morning, is just water. It's so thirsty. Hi, Patty. How are you, honey? I'm telling people about morning routines. Yes, so give yourself water. Like, first thing in the morning, drink water, and then find the time to sit down and say, okay, like, what do I want to do first? Am I going to journal first? Am I going to meditate first? Am I going to pray first? Like, whatever that has to be for you, do that first. And I have found that meditation has been extremely transformative in my life right now. I do 20 minutes daily. And the days that I kind of fall off track, I feel it. I really feel it in my core. I realize like how much I'm not coming from like being rooted. And now I have this awesome gift where I can find my root. Like I can ground myself really fast. Like I can find that my feet are rooted at any time. So when something's happening, I'm just like, okay, find your root, like get rooted. And it's because I'm doing this daily practice of kind of like rooting myself daily and just kind of being able to be still and look within and breathe and all of that. And it's super transformative. And I find when I meditate and pray, like God talks to me a lot. So he kind of tells me things, and he kind of gives me images and visions of what I should be showing up as. And today he was like, I need you to show up as a light. Like, I need you to show up as a light. A lot of people are in darkness, as much as they don't want to tell you that they are, as much as people don't want to shed that they're afraid or things like that. Like, people are experiencing a lot of anxiety, and it's your job to be a lighthouse and to show up as a light. And I really find that as one of my true callings. And I find that even when the world can come scary and things like that, I find it, okay, now I really have to rise up. Like, this is what my purpose is to rise up during these kind of times. So, morning routine. That's something I want to leave you guys with. Thanks. And definitely, I think it's super cool that God talks to me. I think he talks to anybody who's willing to listen. I think if you close your eyes and you ask him to talk to you, like, he will. And yeah, like, people are always like, oh, how do you get God to talk to you? It's like, if God if God is who he says he is, like, why wouldn't he talk to you, right? Like, why wouldn't he show up for you? Like, if you think that God is this almighty thing, like, talk to him, like, be like, yo, show me a sign, do this. Like, I get feisty with him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I need help. I need this. Show up for me. Make sure you make me pay my rent. Like, and he always shows up, and it's like this awesome relationship. So I think, being able to have that relationship with him, just ask him, you know what I mean? I tell that to my brother all the time, where he has like a weird relationship with like being like talking about God and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, like, it's not that serious. It's not that deep. He's just somebody that's like your creator, and you can talk to him whenever you want and just be like, what's up? Show up for me. I'm scared. What can I do? How can I show up? But like, you really have to dive within. And I can see when somebody doesn't dive within. Like, there's so many people that like are always looking for answers everywhere else. And so many times I'm like, if they would just spend like 5 minutes with themselves and like close their eyes and like just seek within, like, all of your answers are in here, and all of your value is within here. So if you would just like close your eyes and dive within and like talk to God, like, you will find so much peace and so much like clarity. So yes, going off on a tangent on that. But yes, so I think if you are a business owner, if you are somebody that is freaking out right now because of the economy, I think the biggest thing for you right now is to show up, like, add value. It is time to show up in a different kind of way. That is your job as a business owner, is to be innovative, is to constantly, you have to kind of take a curve. When the economy takes a curve, you gotta rise up, and you gotta know, how am I going to survive this? And it can be a very scary time where you feel like you need to lay people off. But there's so much that you can do. Marketing and sales is everything in a business. So if right now you don't feel like you can be selling, be marketing. And marketing is not an ugly thing. Marketing just means showing value. Like, this is a really good time to connect with your audience. There's a really good time to build trust. There's a really good time to just give free content, to connect with people. That's what I'm doing. I'm showing up for people right now. I'm giving free value. I'm building trust with people. So when the economy kind of kicks off, I'm going to know that some of these people watching are going to be like, hey, Liz, I really need some of your positivity. I love how you showed up for me. I would love for you to be my coach. I would love for you to show up for me. So if you are a business owner right now, your job is to show up, be innovative, add value. Yes, call me. We got to hang. But anyway, yeah, like if you're a business owner, like your job right now is to show up, add value, become innovative, become creative, and just figure out a way to market in a different kind of way. A lot of people are on their phones right now, right? Like everybody's on their phone, like everybody's on the internet. This is a great time to redo your website. This is a great time to create content so you could pump it out, even if it is in your sister's room, like even if it is by your fireplace, wherever it is, show up, add value, no excuses. If you're working from home, I mean, like my church is a perfect example. They had a Zoom call meeting and they posted that as some of their content. Like maybe they can't be creating content right now, but they are showing up. There's so many people that are live right now doing lives. Hi, Mabu. There's so many people doing lives right now and showing content, and I love that. Like I love seeing all the people that are on live right now. I'm like, yes, like I'm loving this. I'm loving seeing all of my favorite, like even people that their business is working out at the gym, like their personal trainers. Like how are they showing up? They're getting creative. They're being innovative. They're like, how can I make sure that because this is gonna pass. When this passes, how do I make sure that I can, continue having my business? Well, I was showing up during this times because I was on live. I was showing people, oh, look, hey, maybe you can't use the gym, but this is how you can work out at home. Or, hey, guys, why don't we do a 30-day free challenge? Like you are showing up for people, building trust. And then when this passes, what you did is you built relationships. So if even people can't buy your product right now, the relationship is so much more valuable than the price tag. It's so much more valuable than the money that you're going to make. It's the relationships, the fact that they trust you, the fact that they see like, damn, she showed up even when nobody wanted to show up. That's what's more important. So if you're a business owner right now and you have a lot of anxiety, take a deep breath, look back into your marketing, figure out, can you be budgeting for like all of the revenues that you usually spend? Like how much time do you actually spend looking at your numbers? Maybe there's a really good time to figure out your numbers. Maybe it's a really good time to figure out what do you want the rest of the year to look like for you, and kind of coordinate that. Advice for actors in this time. I think it's a really good time to be connecting with those people who are your buyers, right? Like it's a really good time to be connecting with casting directors. I don't know if you're aware right now, but so many casting directors are giving free of their time. Liz Lewis Casting was doing free generals, like literally set up a time, let's be on Zoom and do a monologue for Liz Lewis Casting. I have a good relationship with that casting director, so I didn't sign up for it. But guys, on the 24th, I don't even want to tell this many actors. On the 24th, Marcy Phillips is the head of ABC. She's going live at 12 o'clock on Zoom. Only 300 people will be able to get into that room, but it's absolutely free. To talk to Marcy, I've had the privilege and the honor and like, because I've worked my ass off and like God is on my side, like been able to know Marcy and have a relationship with her. But for those of you who don't have access to Marcy, like it's very, very slim to be able to get in with her. And for those of you who don't know, you should know. She is the head casting director in New York City for ABC. And she's going to be doing a free live on March 24th, noon. So hop on those opportunities, right? Like this is a great time to be connecting with writers, directors, like people are on their phones, like people are on here. So this is a really good time to be connecting with people. Be like, hey, I'd love to like chat with you. I'd love to do a free Zoom call with you. I'd love to do this, like add value. Actors, this is such a good time to be connecting. And also actors, this is a really good time also to be creating content. Like this is a great time to be doing funny TikTok videos. This is a funny time to be just doing like silly things and showing up in the world and creating content in a different kind of way. So highly recommend you don't just sit at home. You're a business owner. I just launched a life coaching business. So yes, I'm a business owner. I don't have an LLC. And technically I'm a business owner when it comes to my acting career as well. Yes. So yeah, I think it's really important for actors to be connecting like that right now, showing up. And you can come in, Mom. No worries. That's my mom. All right. Anyways, so yes, moving on. That's great for actors. That's great for business owners to showing up. I think it's a great time to organize as well, right? It's a great time. Mom, it'd be so weird. It's a great time to be organizing, right? Like, I'm not at home right now, although I will say I spend a lot of time at home and I already have my room clean and I love being an organizer. But right now is a great time to kind of just like go in the crevice, like organize all of your drawers, like go inside and like clean your makeup. Like, it's such a good time to be cleaning everything, just organizing things. So go ahead. See,
Even though she's not helping me clean.
I'm not helping her clean, I'm working. Anyway, it's a great time to be cleaning. It's a great time to be organizing. Another thing, guys, is get dressed. Like, I know you're spending a lot of time being at home. This is a great time to, like, just because you're at home does not mean you need to be in your pajamas all day. Does not mean that you need to just be, like, lounging, not putting on makeup, and just look like shit at all times. I mean, hey, it's great if you work all the time and like you're like, you know what, I'm so happy I don't have to wear makeup. I'm so happy I don't have to do my hair. Like, I'm so happy I don't have to get dressed. I just want to be in my pajamas all day. Dude, kudos to you. If that is what you love and that's what your soul needs, do it. I'm just saying, I'm the type of person that I love to get up. I love to get ready. I love to get dressed. I love to look good. I love to work out. I'm like, come on, like, let's get the day started. Even if I'm at home, I like to say, like, if you look good, you feel good. And I think it's really important that you do that for yourself, that you show up for yourself in that kind of way. Don't just stay in your pajamas. Like, hi, how are you? Don't just stay in your pajamas. Like, get dressed and feel good, and then get creative and think, okay, what can I do today? How can I show up today? For myself, for my family, for my community. Yes, amazing. Get dressed, spending time with family. Thankfully, I was able to fly out of New York. I actually flew out of New Jersey before things got crazy. I mean, things were a little crazy, but I'm glad I did it when I did it. And yeah, I'm able to spend time with family, and it's really great because I don't actually ever really get this time. Because when I'm here, I'm a busybody and I'm never actually here. I'm always doing things with friends. And now is a really good time to just like be at home and spend time with family. We're gonna have a game night tonight, and that's gonna be really awesome. So I just think it's really vital. Really enjoy these moments, guys. Like, when do we actually get to spend time with family? Like, how often can you actually say you spend quality time with your family? Like, there was a comedian that had this joke where it's like, you will probably see your mom about 10 more times within your life. Like, I don't know, he says like this crazy joke, but it's actually really sad. It's like about how much time we actually spend with our family members. And like, times can be so limited with your family. Like, you never know how long you have them. And in times like these, I think it's really important to be so grateful that you're being forced to be at home. You're being forced to focus on what's in front of you. You're being forced to spend time with those that you love. And I think that's such a blessing. And it's been so great for the world, right? Like, seeing that pollution is coming down and waters are being cleared or animals are going back. Like, that's amazing. And it just shows that for whatever reason, the world is putting us in this situation. And I think if we can see it as a positive, if we can see that this is going to be a great thing, that we're going to come stronger from this, that we're going to realize like how much technology has been there for us, like how much we can all be there for each other. I think it's just really bringing us closer, because although we're distancing, I find that we're very close to each other right now. And I think it's really important to keep showing up like this, so that way those people that are feeling alone aren't feeling alone and are finding the light even when they feel like they can't see it. I think it's important to add that value. It's a good time to catch up on work. It's a good time to learn a new skill. If this is the time where you're like, I've been dying to start a podcast. Like, if you've been dying to start a podcast, hey, my friend, it's a good time to start one. Like, it's a great, like, I do my podcast all via Zoom. Always. Like, I always do it. So right now is a good time to crank out some episodes. Right now is a great time. If you haven't started a podcast, learn how to do one. Figure it out. It's really not that hard, my friends. Like, I promise you, podcasting is fun. It's tedious, but it's not that difficult. You do not need to have a fancy setup. When I tell you, I literally record from my iPhone and then from my Zoom. I edit in GarageBand. I get free music off of YouTube. And then I get my guests through DMs through Instagram or emailing them or just being like, you're dope, gotta get you on the pod. You're dope, gotta get you on the pod. So I'm gonna be doing the same thing, like connecting with people that I can get on the podcast. So do that for yourself if that's something that you wanna do. Learn an instrument, learn the piano, start focusing on your voice, whatever that is. And if you're an actor or performer, right now is a really good time to learn new skills. You can always add to your resume. So yeah, think about that. Yes. So one more thing I really want to say is check up on your your extroverted friends. Your introverted friends, they're doing pretty good right now. Like this is their life. They like spending time by themselves. If anything, they're like amazing. Like they're like, I live for these kind of days. For me, again, like I'm not freaking out that I don't have to go, like that I can't go outside. I usually spend my days inside anyway. I mean, of course, I want to go outside and at least go for a walk or drive, those kind of things. But check on your extroverted friends. This is probably a really hard time for them. So check up on them. And yes, guys, I just think that this is really important to say. This is a time to rise up. This is a time that if you find yourself to be somebody that has a light, which all of you have a light inside of you, I think it's time to really ignite it. I think it's time to show up in the world in a different kind of way, whatever that means to you. Creating content, showing up for your community, spreading the word, like the good word if you're a Christian, which a lot of my followers are. Like whatever that is for you, show up. It is your time to shine. It is your time to bring that special light that only you have. And I find it really, really important to kind of remind not only you guys, but myself, this is the time to show up for your community. This is the time to show up for people. And even if that's just like texting old friends, how are you doing? How's your family? Is everybody okay? Do you have any sick members? I know people that have lost family members, guys. Like and thankfully when I meditate, I feel those things. I'm like, oh, check up on this person. Gotta send them a text message. Oh, how's this person doing? How's this person doing? And sometimes they'll say like sometimes they'll be like, oh my God, so crazy that you texted me. I'm actually going through a hard time. And I'll be like, oh my God, that's crazy because I don't know why I had this intuition that I had to text you. So you never know, guys. Like show up for people. Make that such an important task for yourself. I love to listen to podcasts and I'll send it to like 10,000 people, literally. I will literally be listening to the podcast. I'll be like, he needs to hear it. He needs to hear it. She needs to hear this. She needs to hear this. And I think it's so important to share whatever it is that you like are listening to and you find valuable. Share it with people that you love. And check up on those people, especially the stronger ones, especially the ones that show up and they look like they're good. They're like, Elizabeth, she's the most positive person. I was going through the hardest week. Literally, guys, this was one of the hardest weeks for me. I had like real adult problems that I was going through. I like broke down in the car with my mom and I was just like crying and I was like, Mom, I feel like I'm having adult problems. Like my problems right now are really adult and I'm going through a really hard time. And I was talking to all of my clients and they were telling me like, oh, Liz, like you're just so positive. I love you because you're so positive. And I was talking to a lot of them this week because of something that happened and I need to connect with them. And just hearing them tell me that they think I'm so positive is like, this is insane that you guys see me as just like this positive person, which is like amazing. And I'm like, wow, thank you for thinking I'm so positive. I need to remind myself that that's how I need to show up. I need to be positive. I need to show up. Yes, shit is going to hit the fan, but at the end of the day, I need to show up and be positive because those are the people that I'm serving and I need to show up for those people that are like seeking my light. So I think it's really important, guys. Talk to those people that you think are doing well, especially the most positive ones. They might have a little bit of darkness and they don't want to share it. And I think it's really important to kind of just be like, how are you doing? Are you good? You sure? You good? Just want to check in on you. Yes. Givers need people to give to them as well. Real talk, my friend. Absolutely. Like, I can get so drained from giving so much. There's so many times where I find myself just being like, who is going to pour into me? Like, I am the biggest pourer. Like, I pour into me a lot, which is why I can pour so much. I mean, every single day, like God pours into me. I pour into myself. I give myself love. I accept love. I'm open to love. But when you're pouring so much, and I feel like I give very selflessly, there was a day that I coached for about 6 hours, like back to back to back to back, then creating content, then doing this and free. And then some of them was coaching for free because it was just like a friend and I wanted to give her some advice and just like a lot. And that day I just felt like really worn out and just felt like, wow, who's going to pour into me? So yes, I think it's important to always be pouring into each other and just checking in on those people who usually pour, because those are usually the people that need you to just say, hey, how are you doing? So reach out to those people and be like, hey, how you doing? How's your family? Good? Everybody healthy? Good? Stay clean, stay strong. Love ya. You're going to get through this. You're awesome. Right? Yes. So, and the last thing I want to leave you guys with is make sure you're doing a gratitude list for yourself, whatever that looks like. Writing is awesome. I love to journal. I love to write everything down. I love to be like, I'm grateful for this. I think it's really vital to be in gratitude right now. I'm doing a 21-day gratitude meditation with Deepak Chopra and Oprah, and you can find that on YouTube. It's a really powerful meditation, 21-day meditation, and I have found it incredibly amazing and transformative. Hey, Chris, how are you? And I find it really important to be doing a kind of meditation challenge, and Eileen is actually the first one that ever put me on a meditation challenge, and it was really powerful. The first one I did was 21 days of abundance. Now I'm doing 21 days of gratitude. And yes, what I was going to say is the meditation's been great, but like I said, stress still gets in the way and you still start finding yourself kind of only focused on the things like financials or this or that, or the things that like you're freaking out on, which on YouTube, it's called 21 Days of Gratitude, Deepak Chopra and Oprah. Oprah Winfrey and Deepak Chopra. It's on YouTube, 21 Days of Meditation, Gratitude. But you can do any of them. The abundance one is really good. I'm loving the gratitude one because it also has Oprah. So she talks a little bit in the beginning, and then Deepak talks, and then you go into 20 minutes of meditation, and it's like delicious. It's just like, wow, I need this. But yeah, I like to do my gratitude right before I fall asleep. Like while I'm falling asleep, I'll just like lay there and I'll remind myself of all that's good, of why am I even worried. Like just the fact that I'm not in a hospital right now, just the fact that I'm in a warm bed, just the fact that I have food, just the fact that I have love, the fact that I'm okay with my rent for 2 months, and that's amazing, biggest blessing ever. Like I don't have to worry about finances, like, and more money will be coming in. Like I'm just good right now financially, and I'm good right now in every sense of the word, and I get to create and be with family. Like there's so much I am grateful for, and I know that there's so much that you guys can be grateful for too. So I would say just remind yourself of all of those blessings and all of the things that you can be grateful for in this time, and then just encourage other people to make sure that they're counting their blessings in this time. Yes, show up for people, add value, all of the things. Rewatch this video if you came at the end. Love you guys all so much. I'm going to try my very best to do more of these to make sure I'm showing up for you guys. I love you all so much. Stay safe. Take your vitamins. Eat your greens. Get a lot of rest. Count your blessings and keep on shining.